Hey guys, welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, and today we are watching Season 4, Episode 9 of Battlestar Galactica. Also, this is River. This is her second week joining us, so enjoy. Hopefully she'll stay. So last time we left Adama behind, and he is going to wait for his love, Roslin. And I'm bearing the lead. Lee is now president of the colonies. I guess does it count as colonies since they kind of don't exist anymore? He's president, and Ty is now in control of the military because Adama realized that he was a bit too close to the situation, and so he stepped down to allow Ty, to come forward and be in charge because he was too close to the situation. I think I already said that. Anyway, a cat was injured. That's all I'll say. And we're gonna, hopefully never let that happen again, okay? Battlestar Galactica? Coddle discovered that Six is pregnant with Ty's baby, and I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. That is kind of bullet point, and that's it. We're not talking about it anymore. So I think that's about where we are. I assume, hopefully, that this episode we're going to jump back to Roslin and Gaius and see the events that took place from their perspective and what was happening over there while that stuff was happening on the Galactica, because that's honestly where I really want to go and what I really want to find out. So let's see if we find it out in this episode. Is that gonna be her? It is her. Was she dreaming about her own death?
All right, then why don't we give this a go? Hey, stop jumping the ship, all right?
Good try, guys.
Hey, let me help you.
A bit awkward, because, not your wife, but also kind of your wife. But not,
Athena, my wife, she learned to do that. She never did that when I met her. What?
I got curious about Athena. About her and Hera and you. So I accessed her memories from her last download.
Oh, okay. So that's how.
You have her memories.
And they're mine now, too. They're as real as my own.
So now she loves you.
I know this must feel like a violation of trust or something, but I don't want it to be strange.
Well, I think that you jumped past strange into really fucking weird.
If there's even a chance that we can go in and blow up that hub and end Cylon resurrection for all Cylons forever, we must take it. I cannot back away from that.
Yes, sir.
Why'd you bring me back anyway?
I brought you back to heal us, sister. And end this shameful war.
So they're at the Resurrection Hub too then, right?
Now all of these Cylons here, all of these people, they're pilots like you, and they're gonna be out in the soup with you, taking out other Cylons, just like Athena does every time she's asked to. And when that hub is taken out, all of their lives will be at risk. Just like yours. So you might want to think about how you're gonna work together. Because we're all dead if you don't.
Facts. Facts.
So you're not not denying you'd keep the weight of Earth yourself if you could.
I'm not saying that's true. I will say that if the Cylons had the option, that's exactly what they would do.
You don't know that.
They're gonna blow the hub.
That would be mass murder.
As a
Death would be permanent for all of us. They've gone insane.
as opposed to what you did.
Permanent death. Well, that makes this all the more meaningful.
Oh! Yes! 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 I wish that all of him would die. I'm sorry.
And the dog had to wait until he was told he could eat it. Pathetic, isn't it?
I don't know what guy this is doing, honestly.
I think you're gonna live, as usual.
You know something? You're very pretty.
What was your guilt about?
I have no guilt.
What was your guilt about?
Maybe don't say. Maybe just fall asleep.
I gave the access codes to the Cylons. They wiped out most of humanity.
Yeah. See?
What's she doing?
It's fine. You're fine.
Hey? Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, please.
Guys, I was fucking dumb, but you're in drugs. Like, he's alive.
Stop bleeding.
He's alive. Oh,
Stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding. Oh.
good. Shit. Good. Okay, she's.
He's injured, but I think he's going to survive.
I'd like to talk about the 5 Cylons in my fleet.
But you don't know that you're one of them.
I was like, I don't think she is.
Look at your face. Oh, it's ridiculous. No, look, I'm not giving you any names. Not until I feel like I'm safe. Because information is all I got, sweetie. Maybe there's something there for me.
Someone.
Maybe even closer.
Now kiss. Now kiss. Now kiss. Kiss.
Missed you.
Oh.
Me too.
Oh, okay. Hugs are cute. Can you kiss?
I love you.
Did she say I love you? Did she say I love you?
About time.
Did she say? Hold up, I have to go back. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. They love each other, okay? I'm here for it. I think that it's so cute. I think that this episode was much better than the last episode, at least in my opinion. And I understand why, like, certain moments of this episode played out the way they did, and why they put the last episode where they did, so they could, like, have Adama waiting for her, so they could have that moment with Pike, and they could just have those moments. Now, personally, I don't know, because they wanted Adama to be waiting for her, right? So, in that sense, I understand why the last episode came before this episode, but kind of and like maybe like because when she gets back to the fleet, then Lee's gonna be president, and then there's gonna be like, it's gonna be more complicated. But I don't know. I just did not love the last episode, I think. But this episode, I think, was really good. I think that this episode gave me what I wanted. You know, we had Hilo as the moral compass, as the heart and soul of everything, which is, I think, a place that suits him really well. We had a lot of interesting stuff with Deanna. There was a very interesting dynamic between Roslin and Gaius in this episode. Like, I loved their bickering, both convinced that they can talk to the hybrid better, both convinced that like they're doing it better and that they're getting through more, when both of them are just kind of shouting and not really communicating at all. And I think that the sort of moral dilemma of her in the dreams struggling with what she's doing to Gaius, and to have her sort of grapple with her own morality as well as her own mortality in this episode was really good. I also think it was a really interesting sort of insight into how she views herself and what she thinks about herself, and maybe the choices that she is making. I do wish there had been a little bit more, like, the bit of self-reflection that we saw regarding Gaius. I wish that there had been more regarding her choice to maybe be a little bit more trusting of the Cylons and not try to double cross them, you know? I think that Roslin's character is kind of always that way, right? Like with her morality, she's a bit like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Like, she understands very well that she's doing something immoral or not the best, and she'll kind of like be confronted with that by Lee or somebody, Adama maybe, in this case herself, and she'll, you know, she does a good job of like course correcting and self-correcting, but then there will always be sort of like another aspect of her that just like doesn't quite get it to the point that you think she should. But I don't know. I think that that makes her a very relatable, very human character, right? Because, you know, humans are very complex and we don't always make sense and we contradict ourselves all of the fucking time. And there's definitely situations that we approach with a case-by-case basis versus like as a whole. And I think that our morality is definitely capable of shifting case by case and moment by moment and situation by situation. So I think in that way I really understand and I really enjoy Rosalind's character and seeing what she does, because I do think that 9 out of 10 times she chooses right and she does the right thing. And I think that that's a lot more than we can ask, or not more than we can ask. That's about as much as we can ask of somebody, is to like mostly do the right thing, because all of us are gonna fuck up and make the wrong choice and do the wrong thing. We just don't have maybe nearly as much riding on our choices and our morality as Roslin does. I also really always love seeing Hilo be that moral compass. I do not think, and I talked about this just a few episodes ago, but I don't think that there's ever been a situation where Hilo has given his 2 cents and I've been like, whoa, that's pretty fucked up, or you're way off, you know? It's usually always like, these people are doing kind of fucked up things, and then here's Hilo like, guys, can we please not be shitty people, you know? Like, Hilo always, I feel, has a good take. Like, his morality is very much in check. If Hilo says this is what we should do, then, you know, I'm pretty much inclined to think that that's what we should do, because I feel like out of everyone, I don't know, maybe just my morality aligns with his the most, but I feel like I listen to him. I trust him to, like, do the right thing. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that. I loved seeing Roslin learn the entire truth about Gaius. Now, Gaius, he didn't really choose it because he was high off his fucking gourd, but Roslin now knows the entire full truth that Gaius, I mean, there's lots of nuance to it, but that Gaius is kind of responsible for everything. And I think that it says a lot about Roslin that even though she gave in temporarily to that, like, maybe I just let him die, you know, she came back and was like, oh my gosh, no, please, 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 like, I cannot be the cause of this person's death, you know? So I loved seeing that. I'm really curious to see, like, what's going to happen with that going forward, because he was not tried, you know, in a court about that. He was tried about something else. So I'm wondering if we're going to have another court situation, if she's going to be like, you know what, you didn't do it on purpose, and if she'll find a way to, like, forgive him. Like, I'm very interested to see just what happens going forward, because it's a situation, you know. Gaius, I don't know. I don't agree with him a lot of the time, but I absolutely love watching him exist on this show. You know, like, I think that the show would be a lot less fun without his character, and the actor, he just does so good. It's just fun. Like, the scene with Roslin and Gaius and the hybrid, like, it was just fun. It was just fun to watch. Like, I enjoyed it, and I was sitting here trying to think about what this hybrid is saying, but, like, just them, like, bickering back and forth and then talking to the hybrid and talking to each other, like, it was just fun, you know. And I think that a show that has so many serious, dark themes really needs that levity, really needs that fun and those moments of sort of frivolity and just silliness. And I'm really, like, it's always nice to see when Gaius provides those moments, you know, especially in this episode, which I feel was very dark and sort of fraught with morality and moral questions, because we had humanity and the Cylons working together to destroy the hub, which Cavill said, you know, that's mass murder, or what did he say? He might have said genocide, which is kind of rich coming from him, honestly. But really what it is leveling the playing field, you know? Now humans and Cylons are the same. They both only get one shot at it. And I think that will change the way that the Cylons approach things. It's going to change the way that they go about things. And I think that is going to be really interesting to see going forward. Now, something else that I really liked in this episode was Hilo and Sharon and their interactions. And even him just hesitating on the hub because he saw all of the Sharons, you know. I do think that Hilo probably has a better understanding of the Cylons than a lot of other people. And I think that Hilo, he really cares about people and Cylons and just trying to figure out what the right thing to do is. And I enjoyed seeing those sort of interactions with Hilo and Sharon, and knowing that she has Athena's memories, but she's not really her, but she kind of is. And it's kind of this interesting dynamic that it creates between Hilo and her. And I don't know if we're going to see much more of it, because I assume that the next episode might be everybody being reunited, and then there's going to be a lot of other things to focus on. But I found it an interesting dynamic. I also really liked Deanna being like, you know what? I don't trust you. I don't trust the Cylons. This is my only life. I think she's the only 3 that exists anywhere. So, like, she's very much like a human. And she's like, information is all that I have. You could easily kill me once I give you what you want. So I'm going to keep it close to my chest. Also love that she, like, trolled Roslin a little bit and was like, don't you know you're a Cylon? Because I was like, wait, what? That's not, I didn't think that was right. But I also know that I could be 1,000,000% wrong with my guess as to who the final Cylon that we don't know yet is. So I loved it. And I think the last thing, and I did talk about it a little bit, was Roslin being willing to open up her heart and herself, knowing that she doesn't have a lot of time, and still choosing to be vulnerable with Adama, I think is really important. And I think that this episode was about coming to grips with her own mortality, and that she doesn't have a lot of time left, and that it's still important for her to give and accept love, and to make the most with the people that she does care about in the time that she does have left. You know, I think that when you know that something like that is going to happen, and I don't know about to you, but to someone close to you, it's very easy to try to shut yourself off emotionally and not allow yourself to be vulnerable, because that is inviting more pain when the inevitable happens. But I also think that as people, the most beautiful thing that we can do, and the greatest gift we can give each other, is to be vulnerable and to love each other, and to keep our hearts soft, and not to let the world and grief and pain make us shut ourselves off to feeling the full range of emotion that, makes us human. And I think that that's really important. And so I'm really glad that she's allowing herself that, and that she's allowing Adama that. I really like it. I think that that's all that I really have to say. I absolutely love this episode. Cannot wait to see what the next one has in store. If you also can't wait to see, you can watch it right now over on Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube, as well as my entire full-length reaction watch along style that is over there as well, to this episode and every single episode thus far that I've seen of Battlestar Galactica, including the miniseries, the Resistance webisodes, the Razor film. I think that's it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you next time for more Battlestar. Until then, bye guys.